What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Three Pyramids Network with your host, the ignorant, eclectic, mad genius. And today we are hopping back into these reactions. And today we're looking at the hookup culture is getting dangerous. Other than that, man, yo, hit me with a like, hit me with a subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. And if you can, you know we are on the grind to 1,000 subscribers. Also, hit me with a super hype. It helps your boy out in the algorithms. Let's do this.
Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, if we don't leave Houston with an STD, we ain't complete the mission. Exactly.
And good Lord, this generation got some of the proudest.
What did you just say?
Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, if we don't leave Houston with an STD, we ain't complete the mission. Exactly.
And good Lord, this generation got some of the proudest whores I've ever seen in my life.
A man ain't got nothing that good that's worth you being outside in the public degrading yourself as a woman.
Why y'all folks out there for spring break when y'all got some fat ass cold sores on y'all lips?
People are using AI to edit their my charts. This is not a joke anymore.
This video is sponsored by Evie, which
we actually did do a reaction to some of the stuff that happened in Houston, but Jesus Christ. Shout out to her
ties into today's conversation more than you think. Houston spring break has been looking absolutely unhinged online.
You see, Houston done took this to a whole nother level. You got people fighting in the street. The gas stations is full. This is getting trampled. You got people with the window all the way down in the backseat of a car, riding a man to the sunset.
Between the rodeo chaos, the outfit debates, and the way this whole thing keeps escalating online, there's now an entire conversation around hookups and what people are doing after the party is over.
Not y'all getting caught in Houston in beds that y'all just met at the club the night prior.
And trust me, once you see where this conversation will eventually lead to, it gets a whole lot darker very fast. Spring break has always been known for partying, bad decisions, and giving the locals a reason to hate the month of March.
Every year, police, residents, and hotel owners in Fort Lauderdale cringe when the month of March rolls around, and with good reason. For in Fort Lauderdale, March really comes in like a lion, in the person of thousands of rollicking, frolicking, noise-making college students. And this was the worst year yet. In 3 weeks, over 400 youths have been arrested, more than in any previous year.
A few days of bad choices, parties, random hookups. We're not gonna sit here and act like that wasn't part of the whole spring break image. And let's just say, nobody was confused about what people were going there to do.
Every spring semester break, literally hundreds of thousands of American college students make their way to Fort Lauderdale in search of sun, surf, sex, and...
They are college students, and they have come for an annual collegiate ritual, spring break.
People come down here because it's crowded and sexual.
Let's get wild, let's have fun, and let's just go crazy.
You can't imagine the kind of things that happen down here. Just go to a bar one night, the dancing.
Bro, listen, this Freaknik back in the day, you know what I mean? I didn't participate in that because I was a little kid, but I have family who participated in Freaknik, and they've told me the ungodly things that would happen there. So, like, I'm not surprised that it's happening now.
Stripping.
Cities like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Panama became known as the hotspot for college kids to let loose. The only thing was, the more famous spring break got, the more those cities ended up regretting the monster they created.
For years, the words spring break were synonymous with Florida. People thought of bikinis, beer, cheap motels, rowdy crowds, MTV, and balconies that looked like OSHA violations. Floridians got rich off of it and turned it into an American ritual. And then, city by city, Florida spent decades trying to kill the beast they created. Even places that used to cash the checks are basically saying, guys, please don't come here anymore.
So, when people look at what's happening in Houston, a lot of them are not even shocked. They're basically coming online and saying, why are y'all acting brand new?
You know what? I'm so tired of millennials acting like they holier than thou. Every time something happen like Houston spring break and y'all see these youngins out here, y'all be like, oh my God, the youngins are freaked out. They f***ing in the car, they partying, they drinking, they doing this and that. Where your mother's at, where your father's at? Shut the f*** up. We was on the same shit.
But me personally, I still think what's happening in Houston is different because while yes, it's messy and reckless, just like the usual spring break behavior, it feels a lot more public, invasive, and a lot more riskier.
You know, spring break years ago used to be a time where everyone just let loose, forgot about what was actually going on in life, and enjoyed themselves, dancing, partying, singing, and just doing what people did. And why do I bring this up? Because the claims coming out of the Houston spring break have gone viral and not for the right reasons.
And somehow it gets even worse because now, surprise, a humiliating, degrading trend has stemmed from this. I hope you have your snacks ready because this conversation is a juicy one, but I'm warning y'all, around the 18-minute mark, you might want to put the snacks away. A lot of what we're seeing today is people being in the moment, but not really thinking about what comes after it. This part of the video is sponsored by Evie, and they focus on a side that doesn't really get talked about enough. Evie is an at-home vaginal microbiome test and care platform picture. And if you're eligible, a licensed clinician reviews your link in my description. Houston for spring break instead of the usual Florida. And with the Houston rodeo happening around the same time, it worked out perfectly. Well, maybe not so perfectly.
We told y'all not to come to Houston. Like, we told y'all. The ones who actually live out here, we told y'all not to come.
To get in a club that's charging you $600 at the door.
So they say they not letting nobody else in, and they over here still trying to charge people $200 to $600 to get in here. Yo, look at the line, y'all. Like,
what?
This is fucking crazy as
This is messy, but the story definitely gets a lot more disturbing as we move on. But first, we need to start with the warning signs Houston was already giving off. One of the first being the very revealing outfits at the rodeo.
I'm walking around the rodeo, and I'm thinking to myself, the rodeo then became the bootio. I done seen so many women walking around here as cowgirls wearing booty shorts all the way up to their booty, cheek shorts, whatever you want to call them.
Hold on now.
Damn, is we at the strip club or is we at the rodeo? You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of online discourse about the Houston rodeo, an event that many families are attending. At this point, y'all know my opinions are very strong when it comes to inappropriate outfits at family and kid-friendly places. And the revealing outfits in this space resulted in a lot of reactions.
Maybe I'm more conservative than I thought I was because the videos and pictures I've seen from the rodeo this year of people using ass cheeks as an accessory have appalled and disgusted me. I'm going to a Cardi B concert, I expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to a Mardi Gras parade, I expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to an event that is founded and exists to fund children's education. I shouldn't see your ass cheeks.
It's kids out here. Like, put y'all butts up. We don't want to see y'all butts. Say the butts for the club. This is a family event. Let's keep it family kid friendly. Put y'all butts up.
Super short skirts and shorts, a lot of them just showing straight cheeks. And a lot of you are probably thinking, Janae, this is a rodeo. Of course there's gonna be some country bumpkins showing a little bit of pumpkin. At least that's what some people would argue.
I can imagine being so bored that I would actually care at all.
Oh no.
To see ass cheeks. I'm going to a Mardi Gras parade. I expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to an event that is founded and exists to fund children's education. I shouldn't see your ass cheeks.
It's kids out here. Like, put y'all butts up. We don't want to see y'all butts. Say the butts for the club. This is a family event. Let's keep it family kid friendly.
I don't remember what nobody had on.
And okay, respect, but there's a teeny piece of this puzzle missing. Mind you, this whole event was designed to raise money for kids, meaning the setting mattered.
It's not that there are children around, it's that the rodeo is for children. It is quite literally for the children. And the mission of the Houston rodeo is to raise money for the youth. When these adult women, because let's face it, that's where the issue is, when they're not covering their lower extremities, that is face level for many children.
Are you is going to the rodeo or the adult video awards? Because the way y'all dress, I can't tell if y'all going to the rodeo to ride horses or ride. You do know children are going to be there, right? But I forgot. Who the cares about children, right?
And since the setting full of kids mattered so much, Houston Rodeo issued a dress code. And no, they didn't wait for next year to roll around. They said y'all gonna cover up effective immediately.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. We begin with breaking news and a Factor exclusive. The Houston Rodeo is announcing here on The Factor, they're tightening up a dress code that aims at addressing what you all have been talking about. Clothes worn by some that pushes the envelope of decency off the damn desk.
But that was just the first downfall of Houston spring break. Once we got past the outfits, the whole thing started looking way more out of control. Y'all know when people gather in large groups and it's crowded, hot, and everybody start bumping shoulders? That is bound to create an environment of chaos, fights, and people acting like they don't know how to act in public.
Oh, the ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
We're being escorted by the police because there was just a stampede at the Houston Rodeo. So many fights breaking out. I got injured.
Well, breaking from overnight, the rodeo turned rowdy and rambunctious after people started running near the carnival area.
Yeah, some scary moments, and it prompted the Houston Rodeo and Livestock Show officials to shut down the carnival rides early.
From the stampedes to the fights and just the overall recklessness of it all, it led to a lot of people not wanting any parts of whatever kind of fun this is.
Take y'all and she got her ass out. Man, take y'all ass home, dog. Like, bro, for real, I'm trying to go home and y'all all in the goddamn road. Y'all just out here looking goofy.
Man, when I tell you I'm so glad I didn't go to Houston for spring break because I'm seeing everybody getting scammed, people getting maced, and then on top of that, I'm seeing people having sex in the car. This is too much.
But somehow, all of that was still not the part of the story that made people the most uncomfortable. Y'all remember earlier when that dude from the past said,
"People come down here because it's crowded and sexual."
Well, he wasn't wrong. 2026 Houston spring break just made it a bit more modern.
Hey man, if y'all went to Houston for spring break and you're currently trying to come back home because spring break is over, don't you dare come home with that. The kind of videos that I've seen from just spring break in Houston, boy, y'all was out there. It was like an all-white party. I think it was hosted by like DJ Envy, and you would have thought it was 1999 in that motherfucker. They was in there wilding, tweaking, geeking.
Now, we're not gonna be too prudish here, okay? We could say the sexcapades that happen over spring break are just bound to happen. And no, I'm not endorsing it, but we know it's nothing new. What puts it in a different terrain is how normalized keeping track of everything and every angle has become.
I've seen the people in that car. In Houston, you mean to tell me you're in the car light on and everything, windows are all the way down. Like, I'm not talking about like just a little bit where you can see like the top of a person's head. No, all the way down. You can see everything. And then, not only that, I've seen other videos. Where is the respect gone? What is going on?
If we want to be honest, that sounds like a case of intoxicated, maybe unstable people that just wanted a show. You nasty.
You nasty.
And everyone knows spring break can get wild, but no one was expecting to have 4K footage of it. But there's multiple stories of multiple videos of multiple cases with multiple people just doing it all over Houston in the name of spring break.
Y'all not doing spring break right. Like, it's literally giving fest. Like, for real, it's giving fest. What is going on?
All the sexcapades and all the people who happened to witness this started speaking out, and let's just say their opinions weren't very quiet.
And good Lord, this generation got some of the proudest whores I've ever seen in my life. Y'all don't give a damn.
And I need to say this, no one should be pointing fingers at the women without pointing fingers at the men too. But As women, I do believe that we should hold ourselves to a certain standard. That standard just being basic self-respect for ourselves.
And see, nobody's teaching the females how to be young ladies no more. Cause y'all out in Houston doing what? A man ain't got nothing that good that's worth you being outside in the public degrading yourself as a woman for. Man ain't got, I promise you a man ain't got nothing that good. I think it's just more so of being reminded that nobody's teaching the girls how to be young ladies no more. See, we can't even get to clowning the men and talking about the men when the self-respect isn't even in the room with us.
Nevertheless, since we live in the day and age where those wild activities don't just become some distant memory or that one wild spring break story that stays in the group chat forever, now everything is content, and that content eventually spreads and becomes a trend. And usually in the most humiliating way possible.
And if y'all was gonna be getting in Houston while y'all got a back out home, the least you could have did was leave after you got Now your on the internet looking like a goofy. And there's multiple videos going around like that. Talking about first day in Houston. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then you might around to catch something, and then you're gonna try to give it to your partner. Like shit like that is why. Hey, be careful who you lay down with. Be careful who you trust, bro.
Hashtag first night in Houston quickly spread online, and I do want to disclaim, while some of these videos may be staged for clout, the reactions to them became very real. That being said, in these videos, people aren't just having flings, they're recording or recreating the morning after. Almost like showing off the reward or trophy they got to end the night with.
Not y'all getting caught in Houston in beds that y'all just met at the club the night prior. Y'all sitting up here getting towed up, drunk up, then y'all spending the night. You don't never spend a night at the house you just met the night before. Then you over there slumped up. You so damn knocked out. You can't even feel him recording your looking like a goofy bitch.
And this is where it started to spiral, because now they're turning the comments into Yelp. Real or not, one of these instances even led to one of the women being recognized and getting reviewed in the comments. This video has 13 million views, 1.8 million likes, and just a few of the comments read, "I can't lie, she gets a 10 out of 10, she went crazy," and "best I ever had on my roster," and "he got my old eater." I'm not even gonna try to think about what that means. This whole trend proves two things. One, being a lot more
she give it that good, you feel me?
more dangerous than the other, but we need to start with the small before we get to the big. One is that a lot of men still haven't outgrown the need to let everybody know they got laid.
One thing that these Houston videos of recording girls while they sleeping in the bed and like that is showing to me, these don't know when to shut the up. They don't know how to keep things confidential, and they don't know how to keep player. You would go on a trip, you might pop something the first night or whatever case may be. You keep that on the low, or you might tell your immediate circle or whatever case may be. But now these want the world to know, hey, I'm in Houston for a weekend getting me some coke note. And I want everybody to know.
It's a tale as old as time, kissing and telling. It's just now. It's on the internet forever. And now you're getting treated like a product review or like a scandal that will follow you right back home.
Hey, this is your girl right here, dude? Somebody gotta get in the truck. Hey, this your girl? Hell no. Is that her? No. Hello. It is.
Now, the second thing this trend proves is that not every souvenir you bring back from Houston is something you'd want to keep.
Roughly 3 million people went out to Houston for spring break. A bunch of those people had unprotected sex. A bunch of those people contracted HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. Syphilis rates are up 79%. A bunch of those people will go home thinking that they got out safe. They're clean. They will think that for months or even years, They won't get tested thinking that they have nothing.
We discussed Houston spring break not being any different from spring break years ago. People party, they drink, they sleep around, and try to forget the night before. But here's where Houston feels different. Houston has become a hotspot for morning after consequences. Let's let a nurse that has seen it firsthand break it down for us.
In honor of spring break and all y'all going to Houston, I'm going to tell y'all what the STD rate has been from 2025 to 2026 in case you decided to go out there and hunch. Okay, syphilis has surged all the way up to 79% in the year 2025 leading into 2026. HIV has surged and increased in 17%. Gonorrhea, chlamydia has surged 32%. And the ages are from 15 to 24 years old with that. Yeah, so if you went to Houston for spring break, I hope you didn't hunch nobody out there.
This is where the conversation gets a lot darker. People are coming online stating that thousands of people may be affected, infected from the spring break festivities. Remember when I said that around this mark, you may want to put the snack away?
That shit on your lip got some shit on its lip. Count me out. At this point, everybody that went to Houston together probably ain't friends no more. People was humping everywhere. Humping on cars, humping in bathrooms. It didn't matter. You might as well just call this the last hump. Cause I guaranteed out of those 40,000 motherfuckers that caught something, they ain't gonna wanna hump no more.
Now that spring break has settled down, people are starting to get a bit of clarity on the situation. They're starting to realize that maybe being shoulder to shoulder, breathing in people's faces, and sharing everything wasn't the move.
PSA, y'all. If you do not want to get sick, I repeat, if you do not want to get sick, do not bring your ass to Houston. I know y'all know it's been hella TikToks. Everybody and their mama been in Houston. I think I got the flu. I'm having flu symptoms. I feel sick. I feel my bones are aching.
When people started putting the pieces together, meaning the wild sexcapades, the one-night stands with strangers, and then the first night in Houston trend, it all clicked that those were the layers a lot of people weren't thinking about.
And ironically, we just had 6 years ago a whole thing called COVID, and literally we couldn't be within 6 feet or 5 feet from each other. We had to wear masks and everything else. But as soon as we got rid of that in 2022, hey, people said, mask off, baby, get mask off.
How y'all folks out there for spring break when y'all got some fat cold sores on y'all lips? Y'all motherfuckers out there sharing hookah, drinking out the same liquor, sharing cups, spreading that shit to the next person. And then I'm seeing videos first night. These men is posting these women knocked out in bed with them. Like, what's going on, bro?
People started to tighten up. This installed some fear into them, as it should. No one wants to gamble their health. If you even stepped foot in Houston, we're gonna have to see that my chart.
After seeing that STD chart where HIV had the most cases, if you was in Houston, don't even worry about it, boo. Now before my homegirl asks for a sip of my drink, I gotta ask if she was in Houston, cause what?
If you don't know what a my chart is, it's basically a digital medical report. It shows your lab results, test history, blood work. It's basically the whole medical resume. Well, to be on the safe side, people are like, hey, let me see your chart before we get up close and personal, as they should. But you can imagine the uproar that happened once this information came out.
People are using AI to edit their...
Oh, I was thinking that she was going to say that. So whenever back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when I was dealing and wheeling out here and things of that nature, when I would ask, or when I would be like, yo, can I see your paperwork? Or, you know what I mean, I show them my paperwork. People would take that basically offensive. And then also be like, oh, you don't think I'm clean? You don't think I'm da-da-da-da-da? And it's just like, yo, I'm being safe. I know everybody don't like to be safe, but I'm just being safe. But that's what I thought she was going to say.
My charts. This is not a joke anymore. These people knowingly have STDs and are using AI to edit their my charts so that they can trick people into sleeping with them. That is illegal. especially Houston spring break, check the real app. Don't fall for no random screenshot they send you, bro. It's getting wicked out here. People don't give a fuck about themselves, much less other people's health, bro.
With how advanced AI is getting, people are of course going to use it with deception in mind, but no one thought it would get to the point where people are editing their blood work just to get laid.
Now see, I didn't want to believe what I just seen on TikTok. So you mean to tell me y'all editing y'all my charts? How do you edit a my chart? I'm scared of y'all.
At this point, every single first date needs to start at the clinic. Because what do you mean that y'all are editing your My Chart results with AI to give you false negatives or buying other people's clean test results? Like, what are we actually doing? Does anybody care about their health?
Now there's complete chaos online, people discussing the rising STD rates, people freaking out about it. But in true internet fashion, not everyone reads the room.
Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, if we don't leave Houston with an STD, we ain't complete.
Everyone's coming to Houston for the livestock show and for spring break, and I already know what that means. Because what happens in Houston doesn't always stay in Houston.
We all know society, especially online, is very unserious. The world could be ending tomorrow and people would start making skits about it. But what happened in Houston isn't something you can just laugh off, especially for the people who are in for a rude awakening once that incubation period passes.
Thinking just because you recording somebody and putting them on social media to let everybody know you slept with them, you thinking it's funny, but in about 3 months, for some of y'all, it ain't gonna be funny no more. Fun is you enjoying yourself. Y'all type of fun is dangerous.
Houston spring break is literally one for the books. From the rodeo, the shutdown, the one-night stand trends, and now the outbreaks. If this video didn't teach you anything, I hope it taught some of you that not everything is worth a story, and definitely not everything is worth the aftermath. I also wouldn't be surprised if this video taught one person to stay celibate. Thank you for tuning in.
A lot of these girls are celibate. Well, they claim that they're celibate, but I don't think so. But that's just me. Love each and every last one of y'all, man. Like always, on the road to 1,000 subs. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And the original, her original video for this video will be in the description below. You know what I mean? Go over there and hit her with a like, hit her with a subscribe. You know what I mean? And I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.